I had some lunch from a local restaurant earlier today and it kind of sucked. I decided it wasn't worth the money, so I tried to see if I could write it off as a business expense. Turns out that's impossible since there's no accounting for taste. Welcome in, Brendan. Thank you. All right, buffer time is over. We're going to go ahead and get started. And I made this announcement at the Discord server, but just in case there's anybody here who didn't happen to see, we are starting back where we were during the last stream, because that stream was only like 40 minutes long, and a good chunk of it was just the waiting screen. We didn't do much, so I'm just wrapping it into this stream, which probably will also be a shorter stream. Just hopefully, unless like my power goes out or something like that, will be a bit longer than 40 minutes. But yeah, I've got us set up right where we left off after the Jahira glitch. So we can, round up Act 2, get on into Act 3, and get going. Everybody's all healed up, thankfully. I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss us.
Looking ahead.
Just so there's not too much confusion. There we go.
I've been thinking on all that you learned below. If you've got your breath, we ought to discuss our next steps.
Jahira, please wait for the scene to load in. Holy moly.
There are important matters to discuss.
Like your mind. Once you dead, how'd you survive?
Gods be damned. With that parasite in his brain, Father could wreak untold havoc in the Absolute's name. Should Baldur's Gate fall to the Absolute, every one of the coast cities will be ripe for the plucking. We're not just fighting for our cure, we're fighting for my father. We're fighting for the Gate. We're fighting for all of Faerun. Yes, but first a question. If your home were under siege, what would you sacrifice to save it?
I feel like these are three extremes, but I feel like if I had to go with my gut for Brona, like, even though she is a bit of an edgy gal, like, she still wants to help and protect people. And since there's no... I'd try my best, but if it was totally fucked...
And I did. I was 17.
That's not the option I meant to click, but...
Older Ravengard had just been named a Grand Duke and was called away to Elturel to help settle a dispute. That's when the cult of the dragon made its move. A religion devoted to conjuring the most evil of goddesses, the dragon Tiamat. A 10-day after Father left, I heard a whisper as I slept. Duskhawk Hill. The Queen of Chaos awakens. Go alone. I grabbed a rapier and set out. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, yet not a single star was shining. There they were, gathered at the foot of the hill.
Your head tingles. Will wants to show you what happened. In the looming shadow of the mount, 5 groups of 5 figures each encircle a lofty totem. Atop each totem, a dragon's head is carved, and a massive orb held in its mouth. The cultists chant, first softly, then crying to the starless sky. There is a crack of thunder, a gust of wind, and a dragon's white head appears in the storm. The first of Tiamat's 5 heads. As the maelstrom howls, Mizura's lips press to your ear. She will destroy Baldur's Gate. Grant me your soul and I will give you the power to save it, she whispers.
She read the terms while 2 devils stood witness, and I said yes. 1 soul for 1 city.
Yeah, brave choice and a frightening one.
I don't know that it was brave. I just know that it was right. The moment I agreed, I burned with the fires of Avernus and oozed the rot of Dis. The cultists choked on our poisons and burned from our flames. And when we were done, all that remained were 5 greyed orbs atop a pile of ash. My soul was bound, and my lips were sealed.
Is that how you lost your eye in the battle with the cult of the dragon?
It is the one scar I ever bore of it. Mizora replaced it with a sending stone. She uses it to track my location and speak from a distance. I could flee to the spine of the world or the depths of the lower dark and still never shake her.
What about your father, Grand Duke?
He returned to an unsuspecting city and a wayward son with a smirking devil at his side. I tried to tell him the truth, but
Thanks
my
for the
mouth
work,
couldn't form the
Brayden.
words. I'd led him to the battlefield, but Mizora had swept it clean. I showed him my stone eye, but he only turned away. After, he said only one word: go. So I did.
Surely Zora doesn't care about Baldur's Gate. Why would she want to save it?
She didn't. She came on order of her mistress, Zariel.
She never stops, does she? Not for a second.
Tiamat made a play for power. Zariel had other plans. That was the most Mizora's ever said. All that mattered was that she got her prize. Another pet added to her warlock menagerie.
We'll return to this subject later.
I understand.
You're one of us. No
We'll
fist.
talk to Will about the other stuff at camp.
I can't help but feel like I've been fumbling in the dark for too long. And I've just had a lit torch thrust into my hands.
What you're talking about?
The crown! The one the Elder Brain was wearing. The one I very nearly destroyed. Netherese magic. So pure, so complete, that I didn't even recognize it at first. Most Netherese artifacts contain only the faintest amount of their former power, the ghost of an echo of a memory. That crown was different. I can't fathom how such a wonder survived. Surely everything of its ilk was destroyed along with Netheril itself, but no matter. It exists. I must learn more of it.
You nearly killed yourself back there. Perhaps take a moment.
I know what nearly happened, and I'm sorry for putting you in that position. But I've stepped back from the precipice now. I've seen what may prove to be another way. A better way. That crown sits on a gargantuan elder brain bent on destroying us and everything we hold dear. Understanding its true nature might unlock the means of our victory. We need to learn more about what we saw. An artifact as powerful as that crown must have been documented somewhere. As luck would have it, we'll soon find ourselves near one of the finest book collections this side of Candlekeep, Sorcerer's Sundries. I need to go there and learn all I can.
Why would a Baldurian magic shop be the first place we look?
Ha! Sorcerer's Sundries is no mere trading post. It's been serving the arcane community for centuries. Their collection of rare tomes is unparalleled. Netherese texts are hardly commonplace, but I'm certain they'll have one or two stashed away. You'll have to forgive my eagerness, but if my suspicions prove to hold water, this could be the answer to all our problems.
Alright. Well, that's taken care of. Chihira.
Our enemies spread like rub rot. Treat one patch, and two more bloom in its place. An elder brain, bound by lost Netherese magic, with servants of the dead three holding the chain. Reminds me of old times.
You've tangled with the dead three before?
Extensively. Mind flayers, too. But I never dreamed of seeing gods and Illithids working in consort. It is most disturbing. But take courage. We have killed a man who could not die, and stripped the Absolute's army of its general. You have a nether stone, and you're on the scent of two more. These chosen have reason to fear you, and I would like to be at your side when you confront them. Glad to be there. Falling foul of Ketherick convinced me that my grand adventures were behind me. That even if I survived, I should hang up my blades. But you convinced me otherwise. We ventured into darkness together. Now we've come out the other side. I'd say I'm feeling a little refreshed. When we reach Baldur's Gate, there will be even darker paths to tread. I will follow you wherever they lead. By your command. With the Absolute's army gone, the Risen Road should be clear. We can follow it all the way to Baldur's Gate. There's a Harper's safe house in Worm's Crossing. Denthalen's Dancing X. We'd do well to check in with them before entering the city proper. Beyond that, our course is yours to set. I can recall how to take orders, as well as give them.
Your mind wants you dead. How'd you survive?
Alright, let's go ahead and level up Chihira. Don't think there's anything in between Aelin and Isabel that would damage either of them. But we'll double check before we engage in that dialogue. Fantastic. Actually, okay. 2 superior, 7 greater, 16 regular. 2, 7, 16. 2, 7, 16. Oh, okay. 2, 7, 16. 2, 7, 16. 2, 7, 16.
Light, never quiet. Defender of the people. Horrible than you can imagine. Try me.
There we go. Jahira, I think you can use halberds? Yeah, girly.
Aelin!
Oh, shit, okay.
Isabel! My love. You were dead. I saw your body. I'm here. And so are you. And my father, he can't hurt us any longer. I dreamt every night that you'd come back to me. That somehow it was all a nightmare Dawn would undo.
I had no dreams at all. Nothing but darkness. And when I woke, my father said you were dead.
His soul was poisoned by the god of death. His sick devotion ruined him. But for all his sins, he brought you back to me. Are you all right?
I will be. And you?
In this moment, I want for nothing.
Adorable. I do love them.
Ah, there you are. This is Aelin. Aelin, this is...
Oh, but we have met. This is the soldier that freed me most valiantly from the Shadowfell. They watched my boot crush the very brain of villainy, and fought well against your changed father.
May he rest in peace at last, now that he's dead. I have more to thank you for than I knew, and we have much to discuss. Perhaps we could join you in your camp later?
You'd be most welcome.
We look forward to it.
You there, Sharon. By the fires of your camp's hearth, we will discuss all we must.
I'll be ready. Whatever you have to say had better be worth your life.
Now, you will leave us.
Shadowheart trying her best to be a hard ass.
Bodies and words.
Aelin! We'll see you later.
I've got a long road ahead.
Alright. Let me go talk to Minthara, see what's up. Also... I know how adjustable party limit works. I appreciate the refresher. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do.
Beyond the horizon.
With such high hopes for you, Hellrider.
What was it like in there?
In the curve. More horrible than you can imagine.
The work is never done.
Right, Jaheira. What's your attitude towards me? Neutral. Alright.
I have a lot on my mind. And, well, in it. If
Let me
not
just
over,
make sure.
then
There was
through.
only... Okay, yes, there was only water. Nothing that would actually pose a danger. Hi, Minthara.
Back in the shadows.
Are you still gonna team up with us?
I will never tire of sitting on dead men's thrones.
You know what? Good for you, bestie. Yet the god of death was the only one who could deliver on bringing her back. Sorry, it just annoys me that all the evil gods in this game seem able and willing to get shit done. Meanwhile, all the good gods are just impotent and or inattentive and otherwise not good, and that annoys me. Not good to their followers. Yeah, I do understand to an extent the justification they use, where it's like the reason that like gods who truly like have like good intentions like don't meddle a whole lot is because they know that that could just like kind of throw the world into chaos. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't make an exception now and then. But you know, like when you're encountering so many evil gods that are like, oh no, I'll throw a wrench in the operations as many times as I want to. Like, whatever gets me more followers. Fuck yeah, I'll do whatever. Like, it does seem very, like, hey, like, why are these evil gods having a much more active role than the good gods? But I do love how, like, a lot of times, the good gods are able to just kind of, like, flip things in their favor. Like, due in no small part to, you know, the faithful who, like, still dedicate themselves to them, but, like, you know, like, can bide their time and still play things in their favor and also in the favor of their followers. Like, Isabel might have been brought back by Merkel, but like if she was truly anchored to Merkel and to her father, like she would have died when they died. And so, like, that to be, like, yes, you could argue that, like, it's just, like, Selûne picking up on somebody else's work. But, like, you know, Selûne was glad to have her back, and while, like, it might have been overstepping for whatever reason for her to, like, bring her back personally, like, now that she's back, like, absolutely, like, you know, under Selûne's protection. It's bullshit even by D&D lore, if you ask me. It just feels very hackneyed, forced, and really makes, quote, "Now you see why evil always triumphs because good is dumb." I mean, that's fair. I also accidentally went back instead of just scrolling to the side. There we go. Yeah, I mean, like, I get it, but also, like, even though they're not as prevalent as interventions from, like, you know, malevolent gods, like, I feel like there are a lot of interventions from, like, gods with good intentions, that, like, help us along the way, even if they're, like, not too obvious. Like, you know, like with Isabel and Aelin, and also, like, with Hope, is another big one. And, like, of course, this is based purely on, like, class stuff, but, like, you know, Shadowheart's abilities, like, as a cleric and stuff. And when I was playing Claire's, like, save file, like, when I got late into the game and I was like, man, really doesn't feel like my patron goddess has helped me out much. And then I unlocked fucking, like, Divine Intervention and was able to use that in a contextually important battle. Like, that definitely felt like a huge boon. So I'm like, I'm not saying that, like, you know, they couldn't have helped more without, like, truly upsetting the, you know, the tides of fate or whatever they're worried about, like, unsettling. I still think it, like, speaks to that idea of, like, you know, of the gods who are most willing to intervene and do things on your behalf, like, at the slightest behest, like, at the smallest request. Like, those gods should be held in suspension. In terms of, like, whether they're trustworthy or not. Anyway, and I'll never tire of killing the previous occupants. Make a good team.
My blood ran hot when we broke Ketheric's bones together. But we have greater challenges ahead of us. It is clear now that he was not working alone. During my time in the cult, I came to know one of his co-conspirators all too well. Baal's bloodletter, Orin. To think, I thought her to be speaking for the Absolute. I worshipped that woman.
Shit, I sent that statement before it was finished. But yeah, like, with the Will and Tiamat plot, where the fuck is Bahamut, the arch-nemesis of Tiamat, and the lawful good god of protection and justice? See, like, this is purely conjecture, because this is speculating on an alternative timeline that, like, did not actually happen in the game canon. But, like, you know, I feel like maybe the reason that Bahamut, like, didn't surface during that time is because, like, Tiamat was, like, doomed to fail. Like, even without Will's intervention, like, it, for whatever reason, like, it wasn't going to work. And so it was one of those things where, like, yes, the cultists are a threat, and, like, their ability to potentially summon Tiamat was a threat, but I could also see it as being like, okay, this shit wasn't gonna work regardless, because also that plays into, like, Mizora's predatory nature, where she makes it seem like, oh, no, this is a given. They're absolutely going to summon Tiamat. And, like, that's emphasized by the fact that, like, one of Tiamat's, like, heads emerged from the summoning circle. But I also find it interesting that they emphasized that it was one of her heads. Like, Tiamat didn't come through. It was one of her heads. Which, you know, that could easily be like, oh no, the, like, other 4 are gonna come through soon. But also, like, I feel like could just as easily, like, be a hint towards, like, oh, like, this was something that was preventable through other means, too. Because we, like, never see, like, you know, if, like, Tiamat came, like, all the way through, and, Bahamut wasn't there, like, I think that's entirely understandable. But, like, this was, like, an incomplete summoning of her, and, again, I am not blaming Will whatsoever, because if I was 17 years old, and I saw the, like, one of the heads of the fucking evil dragon goddess emerging from a portal and about to wreck the city where everyone I've ever known and loved lives, and, like, a demon whispered in my ear, like, hey, like, we can fix this. Like, yeah, you'll owe your soul to me, but, like, think about the people you'll save and, like, the destruction you'll prevent from happening. Like, I, too, would be very tempted by that. But I also, like, I feel as though it was not, like, if Tiamat came all the way through, like, if all 5 heads got through the portal and then Tiamat herself, you know, manifested, I almost said in Mundus, which is definitely an Elder Scrolls thing. But, you know, like, if Tiamat came forth, like, and then Bahamut didn't intervene in some way, yeah, no, fuck that. But, like, to me, I, like, you know, I always read that as, like, a big, like, I totally understand why Will at the time saw it as, like, as big of a threat as it was, because it was that level of threat, you know? Like, it's completely understandable that, like, he thought of this as, like, a fucking apocalyptic beginning. But, like, at the same time, like, it was one of those things where, like, the summoning had only just started, and, like, it wasn't easy to tell if, like, the cultists would be able to, like, summon the rest of Tiamat before somebody else intervened. And, like, I feel like the seeming urgency of that situation was more so a way for, like, Mizora to prey on him. Because, like, you know, and, you know, this is just conjecture, this is just, you know, what I know, however little of, like, Forgotten Realms and Dungeons and Dragons in general, but I feel like if, you know, Bahamut, like, had to come and crack down on every, like, cult that, succeeded in, like, harnessing an aspect or summoning a part of Tiamat, like, he would be an infinitely busy man, you know, regardless of whether, like, those summonings were set up to fail or whatever. Because we, you know, I feel like, you know, we see that too, where it's like, you're so sure that, like, this, you know, entity is going to serve you because, you know, you had the graciousness of making sure that they could be, like, given into the world easily. And then they're like, oh, thanks for the ticket to the surface. Fuck you. You're gonna be one of my first victims, you know? Yeah, it was a long walk, off of a short dock. Just feels like this game wants the fuck out of evil gods and evil forces, or winks the fuck out of evil gods and evil forces, forces the good and even neutral gods to, and their forces into impotent inaction, excluding the party if they choose good alignment, and maybe some allies like Aelin, or like differently bad, like the common opinion of Mistress seems to be. Better representation of legitimately good divine D&D, fantasy deities, and their forces is all I'm asking here. Sorry, rant over. P.S. Just saying Bahamut is an infinitely busy man. I mean, that's fair, but I would also say, like, if he's already infinitely busy, like, is he going to be able to, like, deign a proper amount of attention to all of these, like, potentialities for Tiamat to possibly, like, begin to be summoned? Because that's, like, my whole thing is, like, yes, like, this cult got to the point of, like, you know, bringing forth one of her heads, but also, like, that doesn't necessarily mean they had the means to, like, summon the rest of her. Like, things were set up, sure, and, like, again, like, I understand why it feels like it was, like, set up to, like, summon her, and we'll never know whether or not the cult had the potential to actually summon her in her full power, because they were wiped out by Will and Mizora. Like, we're not going to know the answer to that, but I'm just saying that, like, there is a potential there, like, for the reason that, like, Bahamut didn't act is because, like, you know, like, they might have gotten away with, like, part of the summoning, but they weren't going to get all the way through. Because, like, also from what I understand about Bahamut, like, he's not a stupid god. Like, he knows how this shit works. And, like, I would imagine after being a god for so long, he's going to be able to eyeball, like, okay, these people have a definite potential to actually summon Tiamat, which is going to prove to be, like, an issue. Or being able to look at them and be like, yeah, they might have, like, a little bit of success, but they are not going to bring forth Tiamat, you know? And, like I said, there's no way that we can know that for sure, because Will and Mizora wiped out, you know, the cult before we, like, have answers for that. And, like, but, like, I understand what you're saying about, like, the good gods, like, not really getting a lot of time to shine. I feel like Selûne is one of the, like, few exceptions, because, like, I feel like Selûne is a consistent deity that helps both the player and the party and the world at large, regardless of whether or not they, like, explicitly worship her. Because, like, you can get the blessing of Selûne regardless of whether you're a worshipper of Selûne. Like, you can get the blessing of Selûne if you're a Shar worshipper. Like, not just in the case of Shadowheart, but also if the player character is a worshipper of Shar. Like, you can still get the blessing of Selûne. And, like, both the fact that, like, you know, like, Aelin, like, still has her power, especially once she's freed, and, like, Isabel remaining alive, even though it was, like, you know, ostensibly, like, you know, one could think of Isabel as just, like, a sophisticated zombie, like, resurrected by miracle. But, like, I feel like one could easily argue that Selûne, like, prevented that from happening, and was like, no, we brought her back to life, so she's fully alive. I'm making sure of that. Like, once you're out of the picture, like, once, you know, you've been shoved face first into the dust, like, no, she's staying alive. Like, I'm going to keep her alive. And, like, again, we're not given that explicitly, like, through, like, dialogue or, like, notes in the game. But I also don't feel like it's that, like, crazy or that, like, outlandish of an inference to assume that it's Selûne who has, like, sanctified, like, Isabel's second chance at life by, you know, like, not forsaking her and, like, because, I mean, Isabel's literally undead. She's undead. Like, that, you know, that is enough for a lot of, like, good aligned gods to be like, oh, no, fuck you. Regardless of the context. Regardless of the context. But, like, Selûne didn't abandon her. Even though she was, again, an undead subject raised by Miracle, in order to help, like, control and manipulate, like, one of the chosen three who is trying to, like, overthrow the whole fucking world. Like, Selûne still looked at her and was like, nah, I'm not throwing you to the wolves. Like, I'm not gonna let you just bite the dust once everything. She's, undead. I thought she was true resurrected. I mean, like, I don't know, like, if there's a difference in D&D, like, that's entirely fair. But, like, do you think that Miracle is using true resurrection? Like, and I don't say that to be, like, snarky or anything, but, like, I say that truly as, like, do you think the god of death is truly using life magic to, like, bring somebody all the way back to, like, what they were before? You know? And, like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Miracle, like, can, like, use true resurrection on people, so, like, you know, like, Isabel isn't marked as, like, undead, but I would argue, like, even if, like, that isn't a technical flag, like, applied to her, like, through the game, regardless of that, she was resurrected by Miracle, who, like, is, like, the god of death, like, in a very negative sense, like, not, you know, some, like, oh, let me help guide you to the other side type do. And I know that you know this, but, like, I'm just saying this for, like, the purpose of, like, kind of the argument is, like, I don't think, like, you know, like, she might be truly resurrected or whatever, but, like, the forces that got her that way were not good or pure. Like, to me, it's like an evil character, or, you know, like, just some, like, character who has, like, genuinely bad intentions being able to, like, use the, like, heal or cure skills, you know, obviously on a smaller scale, but, like, you know, like, oh, they, like, healed this person, they cured them, so therefore, like, you know, this is a objectively, like, good thing that's happened to them with no negative implications, because this is an action that happened objectively from, like, the character from which the action originated. And I just, like, don't buy into that. Like, it might have been, like, a true resurrection spell, but I just don't see that as being, like, held as, like, oh, well, you know, Miracle used the good guy spell to resurrect Isabel, so I guess we have to let her live. Like, I just don't see it working that way. So, like, you know, it's like a, you know, a scroll of Revivify. Like, bad people can use scrolls of Revivify. Like, that doesn't make the spell good or bad. It's a tool. And, like, even if, you know, you're brought back by the scroll of Revivify, like, let's say, like, and you're totally fine and, like, you know, have all of your faculties and you're not under any, like, you know, influence for any kind of god, like, that's great and everything. But, like, if the character that, like, revived you via that method is, like, evil, that doesn't, like, the fact that they used a, quote, good, unquote, spell to bring you back doesn't make them less evil. Honest and good faith answer, I honestly don't know. I am either not paying attention or maybe she actually is a wight or a lich. I mean, I don't think she's a wight or a lich. Like, I just, like, the way that they talk about her, like, through dialogue is, like, they kind of refer to her as, like, being undead. Like, I mean, there was all of that shit in the cutscene that we just watched where Aelin was like, oh my god, I, like, thought you were dead. And so, like, that's what I've been saying, is she might not be technically flagged as undead, which I realize is its own, like, mechanic in this game, but I'm just saying that, like, regardless of, like, whether she's flagged as undead or flagged as, like, a normal person who just happened to get resurrected at a very late point in time, the source of that, like, resurrection and, like, that bringing back to life was Myrkul, who is an objectively shitty deity. And I'm saying, like, even if, like, he used totally, like, you know, fine means, like, if it was just some random mage or sorcerer who was able to, like, use this, like, skill to, like, bring her back to life, like, even though it's that objectively, like, neutral spell, like, it still fucking counts that it came from Myrkul, and the fact that, like, it came from Myrkul, and Selûne was still, like, no, I still got you, girly, like, I'm not going to throw you under the bus just because, like, you know, Myrkul was the one to bring you back to life, like, speaks a lot to, like, Selûne being a good character. Like, that's been my argument this entire time. That makes sense, and I'd accept it as an explanation of Myrkul trying to screw over Ketheric in traditional Faustian monkey's paw style, and Selûne intervening and being like, you're a lich, but you're no one's bitch, and restoring her true self and autonomy. Yeah, like, I'm not talking about, like, mechanics. I apologize if that didn't make it clear. Like, I'm not talking about mechanics. I'm not talking about strict character definitions of, like, what they are and what they aren't. In terms of, like, oh, this character is technically undead, but this character is technically resurrected. Like, I am talking about the origin of, like, how that happened. Because, like, to me, that's vastly more important than, like, the act itself, you know? Because, like, obviously, like, a resurrection spell from, like, you know, any of the, like, other gods is going to, like, be different than, like, it's gonna have a different vibe than a spell enacted by, like, Tiamat, or Myrkul, or Baal, or, you know, like, any of the gods that are aligned as, like, being bad. Like, even if they're, again, casting objectively the same spell, it's going to have, like, a different implication and a different feeling based on who's, like, casting it. So it's, you know, it's like, oh, you were resurrected by Selûne herself? Well, oh, that's great for you. That's amazing. I'm so glad that your goddess, like, did that for you. Versus, like, oh my god, you were resurrected by Myrkul? Like, what the fuck? And the fact that, you know, again, like, Selûne is like, no, like, I don't care how you were resurrected. You are back. You are one of my faithful. You have my protection. I'm going to take care of you. Like, that's why I repeatedly clarified that, like, I don't know how undead versus resurrected mechanics work in Dungeons and Dragons, which is, like, why that wasn't, like, my focus. My focus was on, like, who was doing it, because to me that has so much more, like, importance than, like, the method that was used. Like, of course, like, you know, once you get into mechanical stuff, like, if somebody's a zombie versus, like, a true resurrected, oh yeah, that's gonna affect, like, how they look, their combat, like, experience, whatever. But, like, talking about general story themes and character themes, like, it doesn't, like, the method in which they were touched by a god, like, whether it was an evil spell, or a good spell, or a neutral spell, like, that doesn't matter. What matters is, like, the god that bestowed it upon them, and, like, I feel like that would just have so much more cultural and social significance than you know, because, like, if somebody just looks like a normal fucking person and you found out that they had true resurrection done on them, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, no big deal. But then you find out, like, oh, they had true resurrection done on them by, like, you know, one of, like, the good guy. And I'm trying to, like, think of their names, but I can't think of other examples right now. But, like, you know, oh, like, okay, that's fine. But, like, oh, you had true resurrection cast on you by Merkel? Like, what the fuck? Like, that to me matters so much more than, like, the spell or, like, the after effects. After effects, like, itself, like, obviously, like, if you're a shambling zombie, like we run into in Act 3 and stuff, like, that is going to affect, like, your social, like, perceptions and stuff like that. But, like, speaking specifically in terms of, like, you know, what it implies for characters, like, you know, like, central characters within this specific story, like, who you get it from matters, like, so much more than, like, the particular effects of it. Because, yeah, anybody can, like, resurrect anybody. Like, oh, yeah, your party member used a scroll of Revivify on you, no big deal. But, you know, that is entirely different than, like, for example, Ball using Revivify on a character. Like, that is going to have entirely different implications.
Jealous? You needn't be. When Orin is in my hands, her agony will nourish me. She is the Iblis who indoctrinated me with the Absolute's lies. Only that he serves Bane, which could make him a petty lordling or a despot capable of bending the world to his will. That he has enslaved Illithids to fulfill his ambitions strongly
God, I spent entirely too much fucking time running my mouth. I hope we can actually get to Act 3 tonight before I lose my...
Baldur's Gate was the soil.
Lose the wind out of my sails.
When I first visited Moonrise, I stood before the Absolute in awe. It was more of an idea than an entity. Pure love. Total power. Orin was by my side. She told me that God had chosen me to be a true soul. Blessed and adored. Now I know that those memories are lies. There was no God. Orin held me down in a cocoon of flesh, while a mind flayer forced a parasite into my brain. And she laughed at my fear. I will find her. I will murder her. And I will smile.
Yeah, we're absolutely bringing Minthara with us to murder the fuck out of Orin. And then flip Ball the bird with both hands.
There is no limit to my ambitions. I will enjoy killing Orin, but unlike her, I do not kill for pleasure alone. I kill to gain advantage, and we have the chance to seize the greatest advantage of all. Surely you see it. In killing Ketheric, we fractured the cult's leadership. When we break the other chosen and claim their netherstones, we can take control. power of the enslaved elder brain could reshape the world. We could reshape the world. Nothing worthwhile ever came without loss. But together we have the strength to decide who loses, and to make sure it is not us. You are not stupid. When we reach Baldur's Gate and face the other Chosen, you will see that my way is the right one. The Elder Brain is the only thing that has ever managed to change my mind. You're welcome to try. We are bound, then, to travel together, even if we do not yet agree on our ultimate purpose. There is yet one thing about you that troubles me, though. Something I need you to explain.
You chose to incapacitate me rather than killing me when you eradicated my minions. Why?
That's a fair question. I'm gonna quick save before I pick this answer, but yeah, I'm more drawn towards thought if I could free you from the Absolute's control, you might be a worthy ally.
So might any other true soul. And yet Gut and Ragslin do not stand with us under your protection. Sparing an enemy's life is a great risk. Even though I owe my life to the part of you that showed me mercy, it concerns me. If Ketherick had ordered me to slay you to prove my worth, I would have. Or died trying. I should not lose myself in these thoughts of what might have been. I live, and I am grateful. I do have one more question, though, before we continue.
Why come to Moonrise, where the cult's power is strongest? Why not walk away?
Walking away wouldn't have helped. While the tadpole lives, I can't be free.
True. But do not lose yourself to despair and fatalism. They tried to make victims of us. But we can take this opportunity to become gods. Now, I am ready to leave this damned place whenever you give the word. The city awaits.
Fantastic. Welcome back to the crew, Minthara. I'm also gonna be right back, because I'm gonna go pee.
New perils await beyond the horizon.
What was it like in there? In the curse? More horrible than you can imagine.
Thou dawdlest, while time is precious. Let us speak.
Thanks for watching out for me. You lot could have tossed me back in the shadows. You're one of us. No fist left behind. I'm glad
Alright, I'm back.
Perils await beyond the horizon.
Who's gonna come through those doors any moment now?
I need a quick word.
You're here. Good. That's good.
Are you alright?
Me? Oh, I'm fine. I'm just worried about the kids. Morla's still missing, and they haven't taken it too well. I've been trying to cheer them up. We're writing a song together. But I think they're just humoring me. Maybe. I'd love to put on a show just for them. I need another bard. Maybe I'll find one in the city. Until then, the kids and I shall work on our masterpiece.
There are important matters to
Hi, Withers.
Thy hunger denied. Soluna's faithful yet shines. The balance shifts. Thou hast seen with thine own eyes and felt there are depths to this alliance yet unplumbed. Consider, mortal. Do Illithids possess souls? No. Nor canst thou count mind flayers among them. Yet, the three amass an Illithid army void of apostolic souls that could imbue them with power. A flock without souls, yet to what end, O tempted one? This is the question thou must come to answer. Until such time, be availed of my services. Nothing thou dost not already know. Yes, Bane, Lord of Darkness, Baal, Lord of Murder, Merkel, Lord of Bones. Once judged, ascended, then vanquished as one and as three. The alliance is reforged, mortal. The plains thus quake, and the gods shudder. Where matters of balance are concerned, I am eternally cold.
Alright, Withers. I'll leave you to your mysterious musings.
There you are. I was wondering where the devil you'd been.
I was preoccupied defeating Ketheric Thorn.
Who? Oh, right. Well, forget about that, Magungus. We have more important things to worry about. Like Walbrin.
What about him?
Walbrin and the Iron Hand Gnomes are planning something dreadful in the city. They have room powder, they have motive. We have to stop them. because they're a gaggle of vindictive crybabies with no sense of propriety. That is to say, they gabbed about their plans like a geese, and I overheard them. Like a very devious goose.
Fucking love that. Burgess has some of the most delightful dialogue in this game, I do have to say. Seems we'll have our hands full in Baldur's
The
Gate.
sword of justice in one hand and the shield of self-righteousness in the other. We most certainly will. To saving the city. And my fool of a friend.
I owe you an apology.
Also, Brandon, I apologize if you're still working on typing whatever you were talking about up. But if you posted a reply after the damning of your fat fingers, it is not shown up. Also, for what?
I saw you as a means to escape, nothing more. But when the sky lit up, when I followed it here, I knew you were behind it. I apologize for not seeing your true worth and for being, quite frankly, rude in Last Light.
I could be rude myself sometimes.
Gracious as well as impressive. A fine
I
combination.
want to let you focus on getting
And
the
that's
actor. I
precisely
mean, that's
why I want you by my side in Baldur's Gate.
that's fair. I
The Iron
appreciate
Hand
that,
Gnomes
but
are going to save the city, and you can be part of it.
didn't want to like shelf the whole discussion. But also, if you would prefer to shelf it, that's fine. I realize I was coming off quite passionately. Right, let me see if I can persuade this asshole. There we go.
The plan is what it's always been. To bring the work and innovations of the Iron Hand
Like,
Gnomes
I know how to
to
get from
every
here to
corner of the
Act
realm.
3. Like, I,
Problem
you know,
is,
I'm having a good
Baldur's
time
Gate
listening
is
to all the
sick.
NPCs dialogue, but
Once
also,
the
like,
pinnacle of greatness,
if you
it's
post
eating
something,
itself
that's just
alive to save itself from starving.
something that I, like,
Find me in this
could
city.
save until the point
And
where
once you see what it's
dialogue isn't
become,
happening.
you'll know that I, and I alone, can stop it.
Yeah, like, you can post it whenever, like, it, you know, even if I pause in between, like, talking to NPCs, like, that's, you know, I know what I'm going after.
Just tell me what you need.
I'd like to trade. Alright. Damn, there's a lot of items. Let's switch to barter. Yeah, sorry, wide varieties of helms. Just making sure. I don't think I have any generic books right now. Yeah. Alright, that's worth 436. So what can we buy? Perhaps some more potions? You know what? I want to make the worst trade with you ever because I think this is the last time we trade. This whole damn game. And that's worth 1785. Smoke powder arrows are fun. Some 14, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll buy them.
Lady Lighter.
I'm gonna send these back to camp. Send all these books to camp. Nope. Gotta stack these things. Okay, but where are the... Oh. Oh, I only have 3 of these. Alright. I thought I had another stack in my backpack. I do not. Look, I won't split them right now, but I'll keep it in mind that I have the ability to split those in the future. Alright, oh, these 2 could be stacked. Alright, I don't think anything else besides that could be... Oh! Nope, that's fear. Ivar's black tentacles, not... 2 of the same. Alright. Alright. Just save over Act 3 time, because it seems like we're well on our way. Right, and I'm not saying that Selûne isn't a good representation... Oh, shit. A good representation of a good god in this. I'm just saying I wish there were more good gods being active and represented in this game. The evil gods get... Evil has Shar. Girl, if you don't load this chat properly again, I'm gonna be so upset. We have Shar, Bane, Baal, Merkel, Zariel, Asmodeus, Lolth, and Absolute all doing shit and working with or against one another to fuck shit up. The only good god who gets to do much of anything is Selûne. I want to see this game showcase the other good gods' powers and benevolence too. Like the lack of presence or action of the good gods in comparison to the evil gods makes them look like good gods are either unable to help Faerun and its residents, unwilling, or both, because why would they, this cavalcade of conspiracy and divine evil, just let it happen. Why else would they remain silent and suffering as NPC plights, to suffering NPC plights, while evil gods listen and offer solutions? Okay. again, I fully agree with you that there should have been more. Like, there should have been more, like, instances of, like, you know, the gods that we see aligned along the good side of the sheet. Like, we should have seen more of them. But I will say that, like, in addition to that, I can still understand the, like, the bad deities, like, having more of, like, measurable and, like, plot-relevant instances of them, like, using their power, because I think that's part of, like, what they're saying is that it bites the, like, more evil-aligned, deities in the ass to be like, oh no, like, we're gonna answer every prayer, like, we're gonna get these people so dedicated to us, and then it's just, like, not, you know, it's not really how it works.
You did well to defeat Ketheric, but Ketheric
Like, a lot of them will still be, like, susceptible to, like, your influence and stuff, but...
And they will not be so easily won. You will need allies.
Worried about what I might do to my allies.
Whatever you might do to one cannot be worse than what the Chosen will unleash on all. And you are the one who could prevent it. You have the makings of a leader. Your actions have already inspired.
Like, I understand the good gods doing less overall, like, in comparison to what the more, you know, evil-aligned gods are offering. But that doesn't mean the number should be 0. I will seek more allies in the city.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Baldur's Gate may not know it yet, but its fate is bound to ours. Seek on its streets those whose purpose aligns with our own, and invite them to our cause. Together, we will put an end to the Absolute, the Chosen, all.
Right. I mean, I think it's time to head back to camp. I'm just saying, would it really break the universe to have the good gods actually cast Resurrection at least once in the fucking game? I mean, no, I totally agree with you. Like, that's what I was hoping to convey with what I said last, was, like, I totally agree that the good gods should have been able to give more examples of them, like, actively, like, being benevolent and good in a way that's observable to, like, the player and characters within the player's party. Because, like, you know, the main reason that I went to Selûne so much is, like, because she is, like, the most observable one. You know, but there's, like, no real other instances for that, and, like, I understand why there can't be something programmed for every single character. Like, yeah, that seems like that would take up a lot of memory and just a lot of resources in general. But, like, just having one for each deity, that is canonically, like, considered for all of the different origin characters. Like, Karlach doesn't really worship anybody, but, like, you know, like, having, like, Zariel be something that she could talk to. Or, I mean, hey, Lae'zel gets to talk to Vlaakith. And, also, what's his nuts? Prince of the Comet. Can't think of his name right now. But she gets to trade words with both of them. you know, like, Will has Mizora, which, like, you know, I mean, for the three of these, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna call upon Zariel. Oh yeah, I'm gonna call upon Vlankith. I'll call upon Mizora. Like, I get why they don't contact their, like, original patrons and such. Orpheus, yes, thank you. And then, like, Halcyon, it's just kind of more so the general respect for nature than, like, a specific, you know, form of worship that I'm getting off of him. I mean, obviously, Gale with Mystra, and Shadowheart, with Selûne after Shar, you know? Asterion? Okay. I feel like Asterion is an example of one of those characters who understandably and believably is, like, an atheist in a setting that is, obviously based on an existing pantheon of gods. And, like, it's not the idea of atheism as in, like, oh, I don't believe any of these entities exist. It's like, no. I know that they exist. I just don't know that they're gods. Like, that's the brand of, like, fantasy atheism that I could see, Asterion holding on to. And despite, like, her, like, kind of religious tendencies and the fervor with which she, like, tackles certain subjects, I actually, like, see Minthara in a pretty similar light. Like, it doesn't have to be the exact same thing, but just, like, you know, she sure as fuck doesn't worship Lolth anymore. Oh, wait, I think I forgot to fucking talk to Thaniel. Okay, first of all, let's talk to Aelin and Isabel, since they're right here. But then I'll make sure we talk to Thaniel.
There you are. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation. Come closer.
You know what? Fuck it.
Feel my voice rattle your bones as I proclaim our victory. Moon Maiden Selûne, hear me. Ketheric Thorm, traitor, apostle of Merkel, is dead at last. My mate, Most High, darling Isabel, is safe and well. Safe and well, and return to my embrace. Blessings upon the slayer of the Wicked One.
You know, no sarcastic quips coming here. I feel like Berta 100% would be like, couldn't have done it without you.
We are a powerful party indeed. Faerun itself trembles at our touch. My darling Isabel says we will stay allied at your side. I am pleased to hear it.
Yeah. Also, just to clarify, we, like, I know I kind of already summarized this before, but, like, I think we are totally agreed in terms of, like, would have been nice if other, like, good aligned gods, got, like, specific times to shine. You know, like, I'm fine with the, like, generic, like, no matter, like, what god you pick, like, divine intervention type that, like, yeah, I kind of get that. But also, it would be super cool if it, like, had a unique thing for, each different deity you follow. And also, like, these deities that we see, like, hinted towards multiple times don't really have, like, any sort of impact on the story. Like, yeah, that fucking, like, it would be nice if overall, like, again, it was like I was saying, with the, like, examples of, like, evil aligned gods using their, like, power of influence to just, like, attract more people into the trap. like, that's not the mechanic that pisses me off. Like, the fact that, oh, like, good aligned gods don't, like, intervene as easily because, A, they believe in their followers, B, their followers are tough as shit, and also C, the, like, negatives can often outweigh the positives if they themselves, the deity, like, involves themselves directly with some sort of conflict. Like, again, this is just conjecture on what it could be. How do you intend to spend your newfound freedom?
I am free from my bonds, but not my duty. The dead 3 are risen. The dead 2 remain. You must face them. I will help.
Yeah, we're in clear argument there. What are the details me being surrounding tonight's discussion? Yeah. Like, there should have just been more examples in general. So that way it didn't, like, because that's the kind of pigeonhole that you're put in, where it's like, if you defend, you know, the choices they made with, like, deity interference in the game, it's understandably, like, assumed that you're like, oh, you think that the game is good as it is? Like, you don't think you deserve better? Like, what the fuck? Sorry, I was just checking my phone. Should have said something before I actually did that. Ooh. I accidentally backed out of Twitch chat again. Please let me go forward. Thank you. Yeah, just because I agree with the idea of their, like, to summarize what I was saying, just because I agree with the idea that, there should, like, be fewer, you know, very, like, empowering or blatant encounters with with good deities in the game, and, like, don't mind the direction of, like, oh, like, it makes sense that these, like, more malicious, like, evil aligned deities are kind of just, like, taking anybody who will bite the bait, you know? Like, maybe they'll be useful, maybe not. Maybe we can turn them into a meat sack that we use, you know? Because that's also a very, you know, a very common thing. But yeah, like, that's my, you know, I want, small video games with worse graphics designed by smaller studios. And I'm not joking. Like, characters with deities, or just, like, characters who interacted with deities should, absolutely, like, have more options for, like, shit that comes into play. Because I feel like there are a good chunk of spots down the line, and, like, prior to this part of the game, where, like, you could employ, like, a, you know, a god's favor or something, you know, whether you wanted to be, like, consumable item or, like, oh, you can talk to what's-her-nuts and, you know, schedule this specific boon, this specific time in this specific place. But either way, like, there should have been actual, like, instances, of that, Whereas, like, again, like, everything comes with a catch, but also, like, the bad guys in this video game, like, gave me some very good shit. I'm not gonna side with them. I just want you to, like, think about that for a little bit as, like, a moral thing. Anyway, there's a great deal about you I don't know.
Pray, ask, and I will tell.
Ooh. Are you really Saloon's daughter?
Do I not radiate with my mother's brightness, her glory? There can be no doubt. I am of her silvered flesh, her celestial womb.
But yeah, to summarize the summary, I think we're both on the, like, the same page, about, you know, good aligned gods should have had more of a chance to interact with the player. While also, like, it's fine that, like, the evil gods were more active because, like, again, like, it feels like as a general rule, like, evil or evil aligned groups tend to be, like, much less strategic and more, I don't know, in your face. Other things together. We are very much on the same page, I'd say. Okay, cool. I'm sorry I had to, like, describe it 3 different times in, like, 3 different sets of words because it kept being like, oh, I think I, like, explained myself well enough there. But what if I didn't? And then I would play the game for a little bit again. And then do it again. Okay, it seems like I explained myself pretty well here. But what if I didn't? You and Isabel seem to have a lot of history. I'm just imagining Brona doing the little, like, limp wrist gesture as a sign of solidarity because, like, one of her adoptive children, told her that, like, swinging your hand into, like, a limp wrist gesture, is a sign, like, it's a gay symbol. And if you do it, it shows that you're cool with the gays. Yeah. How did you come to be trapped in the Shadowvale?
Ketheric Thorn, father of my one and only love, enslaver of Dame Aelin. Ketheric Thorn never did trust me, even when he worshipped the Moon Maiden. He was threatened by my love for Isabel, by her love for me. When she died, curse the day, the hour, we each of us mourned bitterly. But Ketheric's pain could be touched by no aid, no boundary. He turned to wretched Shah, the Lady of Loss, for relief. And she whispered into his ear, poisoning his mind. He and his loathsome advisor, Balthazar, lured me into the Shadowfell, claimed they'd found someone in need of my aid. There, they trapped me in their infernal cage. I was killed, murdered, made dead over and over and over by justiciars of every make and kind. I was reborn, for it is my nature. And Ketheric fed upon my immortality all the while. But lo, the brute is dead, and we live!
Oh yes, we do, bestie. Also, I just gotta say, I know I've said this before. But, like, the things that are implicated as having been done to Aelin are, like, so... Because I can't remember his... Marcus, that's his name. The Flaming Fist guy who, like, betrays the whole group and attacks y'all while there's an ambush on the end. But, like, the wings that Marcus is granted, like, once you, like, see them and read the letter and, like, absorb all of the, like, surrounding things revolving that in the game, I feel like it's, like, pretty fucking obvious that, like, not only were they using Aelin as, like, you know, a central, like, conduit of power, they were also, like, literally using her for parts. Because to me, it would make entire sense that, a set of wings plucked, from, I can't remember the creature name right now, but from creatures like Aelin, like, yeah, I would imagine they, like, wilt and get a little spooky or shriveled up or whatever, if you try to graft that onto your own back. I mean, you know what? Fair question. Will your mother be willing to aid us in the fight against the Dead Three?
Why, she already has. She has brought her sword to your side, Dame Aelin.
I do have to admit, Dame Aelin is a very solid ally.
Wisdom. Together, we will set this fair land free of tyranny and murder.
So yeah, Selena did do a big solid there. Alright, bye, Aelin. Finished talking to you. Now it's time to talk to Thaniel, I believe.
Breathe deep and move.
Haven't quite finished the Dispel the Shadow Curse quest. Ah, Halson, you swooped! Where's Minthara? Oh, Minthara's right there. Oh, everybody has their own tent. So excited.
I should speak up.
Alright, Halson.
I swear, I can already feel a change in the air. Like the curse
Very
itself
solid
knows its
ally.
time is short.
Not what I meant to press. I was hoping to press the escape button for the pause menu, but that also doesn't matter that much. Anyway, a very solid ally. Alright, perfect.
I can't say for certain, but we'll see it come to pass long before this place recedes behind us. Don't worry. All is at hand. We can depart whenever you're ready.
I appreciate that reassurance. Oh, Thaniel's in front of Minthara's tent, though.
Catherick Thorm is no more. The Shadow's grip is broken. Soon, the land shall heal.
Glad I could help.
Not as glad as I am. Nature moves at its own pace and bestows its bounty when it sees fit. Give it time. A reward shall come to you when you need it most.
I will say, Thaniel does follow up with that. I can't remember what it is exactly, but, like, yeah. Like, hey, you did this thing that I had full faith in you being able to do. Here's a big-ass reward, since I was a little hesitant to, like, help you within that task.
Everyone will miss the Shadow Curse. For all the pain it caused us, it did at least obscure the incessant sun.
Oh, Minthara, I keep forgetting you are an Underdark native. Oh, I do want to do a chitty chat with her. When did you first encounter the cults of the Absolute?
A true soul came to my city preaching a message of togetherness, accompanied by 2 novices. Menzoberranzan is not fertile ground for such messages. I killed them and hanged their bodies in my garden.
Decorative corpses? An interesting design choice.
I would have picked prettier corpses if my intentions had been aesthetic. This was a warning against heresy. I was not content with the warning, though. I intended to wage war on their insolent god and the rest of its followers. Even as the flesh sagged and sloughed away from their eyeless skulls, their audacity infuriated me. I had to know where they came from. And whoever sent them was counting on my curiosity overcoming my caution.
Do you know who sent them?
Indeed. A man you know all too well. General Ketheric Thorm. The dead cough up their secrets just as well as the living. All it took was a simple act of necromancy, and the corpses told me where I needed to strike. Moonrise Towers.
You waged a war against Moonrise?
No. I was prepared for combat, but I intended to strike subtly. As it turned out, to my shame, I was defeated without even drawing my weapon. I came to Moonrise with a retinue of warriors and assassins, the best House Bainray had to offer. I expected a battle, but found a fully laden feast table and a welcome befitting a house matron. Ketheric expected us, expected me, and I fell for his flattery.
I'm gonna quick say before this option feels risky. Understandable. Give you the welcome you felt you deserved.
Perhaps I deserved what came after the welcome as well. Ketheric proposed an alliance between Moonrise and Menzoberranzan. I admit I was captivated by him. He invited me to the head of his table as his guest of honor. I was wary, of course. If I had been in his position, the food would have been poisoned. It was not the food I should have been wary of. It was the pale woman at the foot of the table. Orin the Red. We had barely begun to eat when she spoke for the first time. I only caught one word, my name. Then, quick as lightning, she climbed onto the table, a dagger in each hand, and skipped toward me, slicing the throats out of my men as she passed them.
Minthara, I know you absolutely simped for this shit. My god. I know this is supposed to be delivered without an ironic tone, but I feel like slightly ironic tone to she sounds delightful.
Few things frighten me. Orin is one of them. Ketheric held me still, his hand on my shoulder, the grip tight enough to crack the bone. When Orin stood before me, she touched the dagger to my eye, drawing out a tear of blood. I want this one, she said. Ketheric nodded his permission, and I was taken below. You've seen the horrors of the colony. Orin kept me there for days. She forced me to watch as my men were processed. Some for food, others as thralls. And then she placed the tadpole in my eye herself.
I do feel like it's Big Brother energy to be like, you'll have your revenge.
That is certain.
Yeah!
You know the rest as well as I do. There were massacres before the Grove. Religious communities, mostly. those who refused to convert. Then there was you, and now there is freedom. Soon there will be vengeance.
Okay, yeah, I do gotta gossip about the companions.
A disparate collection of vagabonds and strays. Did you have anyone particular in mind?
Oh yeah, what do you make of Jahira?
She is intelligent, strong, and capable as both a leader and a fighter. An impressive woman. It is a shame that she devotes all of her talents and experience to the futile cause of the Harpers. Their devotion to preserving balance is pathetic.
Yeah, the world requires balance, or it'd fall into chaos and disorder.
That notion is a lie, amplified by the weak to preserve their feeble grip on the world. There are organizations
Wow,
like the
Anthara is
Harpers
truly
in every
black-pilled.
world and every culture. I despise all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking course you do. You must be glad that Ketheric's dead, at least?
I take no pleasure in his passing. Whatever faults he may have had, Ketheric was a great leader.
Any greatness he once had faded long ago. Man we killed was a bitter old fossil.
Life was crueler to him than death. It is no great wonder that he found his strength in Merkel. I
Fuck, that's a
believe
good
he was an
rebuke.
honorable man, but the gods used him as their plaything. First, Shah and her sister, then the three behind the Absolute. I sympathize.
Yeah. Do you think he could have been redeemed?
A meaningless question. If he had killed us and conquered the Sword Coast, I would envy him. As it is, he lost, and I pity him. But I will never forgive him for handing me to Orin. For that, I hope Merkel hollows out his bones and lets them be dust. Then speak.
Private matter?
Not directly. The tadpole is a... As for the tadpoles themselves...
We've talked about
for the
tadpoles
moment,
before,
I
which
do
is
not
why I'm
believe
skipping
they are
through.
malevolent. They are incubate. Very well. A mistake. I am your most... Of course. I belong in battle.
Alright. Hey, Arabella. How are you doing, girly?
I guess I can take care of myself. I mean, I've gotten this far.
Okay, if you're sure.
I think we've done rather a good thing here. A welcome change to gift this land a sliver of hope amongst so much despair.
Alright, just gotta do our rounds with everyone else. Scratch. Oh, nope. Oh.
Hope you're keeping well.
There we go. Shit. Alright. Alright. Karlak.
Wish we could stay and see what this place will be like without the shadows. I bet it's beautiful. No rest for the wicked, huh?
god. The idea of just a, like, sudden dump of, like, worries and, like, no, I'm genuinely scared. Like, I've pretended to be brave through this whole thing, but that's not fucking me. I've been fucking petrified this whole time. I'm already crying and you're not even hurt yet.
Listen, I'm never going back. If you said I could die right now or live 1,000 years in the hells, I'd choose to go out now with my freedom intact. I don't expect anyone to understand that. But I've been dealt a hand most people don't have to contemplate playing.
I mean, I feel like Rona thinking the logical way would choose a wouldn't be forever path. But, like, regardless, like, she does have the undertone of, I respect your decision.
You heard Damon? There is no solution. It's hell or bust. I choose bust. But I don't want to talk about this now. I've been given a huge gift. I can touch the people I love for the first time in a decade. And for the first time in a decade, there are people I care about all around me. Let me enjoy that. Please.
Alright, Carlac, alright. I'll leave it alone. For now.
Thanks, soldier. I just want...
I know you want to celebrate this.
I swear, I can already...
Right, all sound good. Chihiro?
I would not linger in this land over long. But, whatever your business, I will aid you if I can. The curse is broken and the shadows are lifting. In time, these lands will heal.
Could have killed you. What if it happens again and I succeed?
You won't. I will try to help you resist. But spill a single drop of my blood, and yours will flow in a gusher.
I believe her when she says that. Alright, the rest of that is relationship based. It's nothing new. Alright, Albert, come.
You smell very delicious, but I...
Alright, I'll pitch ya. Alright. Shadowheart, how are you
The
doing?
shadows are losing their grip on these lands. Shah can indeed be thwarted. Comforting to know. You wanted something?
There's some matters I wanted to discuss.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fair. I was
might be
literally
best
just going to
kept
check
until
how you're
later.
doing.
I'd be a poor...
Alright, Asterion.
I never saw myself as a banisher of shadows before. I was always more of a lurker in, historically.
Alright. Nothing new with Asterion either. There we go. Don't think there's anything new with
Begone,
Aelin or
friend.
Isabel.
I have a darling to adore.
You know what? Fair enough. Oh wait, no, there's something about
Begone,
Shadowheart.
friend. I have a darling to adore.
Oh yeah, when will you tell her?
In due time, Mother Seluna will tell...
Alright. In due time's all I needed to know. Oh wait, what is the fucking campfire? Don't matter. Long rest, yes. Alright, shit. Hi, Carlac.
You saw Gortash, didn't you?
Oh,
What the
jeez.
the tadpole, the absolute. How?
Need to do that. Seems as a servant of Bane, as Ketherick served Miracle. What knows what powers he's gained since you knew him.
I'd never have protected a Baneite even a decade ago. I looked after that fucker with my life. I trusted him. He gave me away to Zariel without a second thought. And now he's looking to ruin the entire Sword Coast. He has to die. And I'm gonna be the one who kills him.
Do it together. Whatever it takes.
He can't get away with what he's done. To me. To us. He won't get away with it. I can feel it. The engine. It's getting hotter, louder. It's going to blow if we don't find another way to fix it. You know, Zariel may have put the fucking thing in, but Gortash gave her the go-ahead. You expect this shit from devils, but not from the people you care about. Let's get to the city. Got business there I'm highly fucking keen to attend to.
Oh, Carlac. I guess I'll go to sleep, unless there's anybody else who has anything to say. Right? Long rest globally disabled. Ah, that's fine. Dismissed. Betty Boy? No! Who wants to talk to me? Ah! Ellen and Isabel!
What do you know about me? You spoke of my past. Being chased by wolves. I told no one about that. Almost no one. But I certainly didn't share that with you.
There is nothing I can tell you that you do not already know yourself. They trained you well, trained you hard. Chiseled away any part of you that did not fit their plan. They made you forget.
I chose to do that. For the mission to protect Shaz.
Secrets. Yes, yes, that is an old song, girl. Your goddess cares more for her precious secrets than she does her devotees.
Get to the point.
When you freed me, you severed a bond between me and that dog, Thorm. A bond of pain. His, inflicted on me. When I laid eyes on you, I sensed a similar bond. You, tethered to two others. Someplace distant. Let me help you remember.
You feel Shadowheart's mind tug at the edges of your own. You know this sensation. She wants you to see whatever is about to be revealed. Your mind joins with Shadowheart's. Something pulls at you both, bringing you elsewhere.
More in-depth Shadowheart cutscene.
Something sparks in your memory. Teachings about Selûnite rites of passage, about how they would abandon their children out in the wilds. and force them to find their way home. It seems that one child never came back. She was taken.
What? Who was that man?
You already know. Did you not see yourself in him? Do you not recognize your own blood?
My father. That was him.
That is him. He lives still. And your mother, too.
No. It can't be. I'm an orphan.
And who told you that? Your adoptive family? You are not to blame. You were young, impressionable. They took you because they wanted to break and remake you. But you are a child no longer. You are a woman. One who knows what must be done.
My parents. I need to save them.
You know what? Fuck it. I'll help.
Your parents are with your abductors. You will need to return to their lair. But be warned. You have been forewarned for what is to come. But not yet forearmed.
Oh, let's go. Reserve silently.
The spear. How do you have it? I threw it into the Shadowfell.
Shar is quick to discard whatever she has no use for. I think you know that well enough. But I felt it call to me as I took flight. Whatever Shar calls her own, Selûne has equal claim to. They are one and the same. Their power is matched and mirrored. Take it. You will find it useful. What you do with it, that will be up to you. Same as before.
I'll need every advantage, it seems. Thank you.
A debt repaid. You returned my life unto me. Now go and claim your own.
It hurts.
Shar torments you still. What a spiteful creature she is. This will not stop until you take action. See that your parents' sacrifices are not in vain. Allow the Moon Maiden to guide you at last.
Damn.
Seems simple enough.
Okay. There we go. Full rest.
Look what sits at the
Right, Will's already with us. Lae'zel's already with us. Need to bring Shadowheart with us. And Asterion.
I've been lied to. My whole life. And I was gullible enough to just believe it. My parents are alive, and I have to save them. I think a part of me always knew that. A part that Shar denied to me.
Been forced to live a lie. Place now the truth is starting to reveal itself. A little quick save before I pick this one. Just because it's risky.
Indeed. But the truth may yet prove painful. Who knows what Shar still keeps from me. We'd better press on for now. And hope we're ready when the moment comes. But before that, there's one thing I need to see to.
And what's that?
You'll see for yourself soon enough. Just leave it with me. All right, some
Sony.
So, and here I was, worried I'd be the only lead.
Sorry, Styrian. No, I skipped through that. Okay, Will's here. He's already equipped. Karlach's already equipped. So Halsin, Jaheira, and Minthara. I believe are the last three.
I swear, I can already good.
I would not linger in this land over long, as you wish.
It does not
And
surprise
Gale.
me that Shadowheart's faith was based on a lie. Deception is the sum of Shah's design.
Oh, I did not mean to leave.
You wish to consult me?
Sorry, would you like to join me? Yay. Okay, Gale.
At least Shadowheart is armed with the truth now.
Alright. Withers, what's up?
Thy we dost thou require a new ally?
Okay, nothing new. Arabella?
I get.
Okay. Alright. Believe we've got everybody with us. So let's leave camp. Oh, I forgot. Okay. We gotta organize the chest at home. I'm so sorry. But then we'll come back to the Shadowcurse lands and get into Act 3, actually. Alright. That goes in the special item bag. This goes in the dye bag. Not that. This goes into camp supplies. And this goes into my book bag, which continues to grow at the fastest rate. Alright. Now, we leave camp.
The road to Baldur's Gate is west of the town. If we hurry, we'll arrive before the Absolute's forces.
The scent of hops and barley is most persistent here, even after all this time.
Enough to make me thirsty, even. I've always preferred wine to whiskey and ale, but I certainly wouldn't turn away a full flagon right about now.
After the shadow curse, I became overly fond of honey mead and melancholy evenings by myself. Now I rarely imbibe, only on the most special of occasions.
Damn, good to know that Halsin could be our sponsor if need be.
Once Ketherick falls, the first round's on me.
What's inside?
Research notes. They describe a powerful venom extracted from a rare purple worm. He devoted months after the petals, the book's invisible. Unfortunately, a deep purple stain darkens the final page, obscuring the parcel's destination.
Gonna try it again. There's so many tries. Yes! Just had to be
The mind
confident.
separates the black from the blue, revealing the stash's location. With the corpse rose petals the package contains, you might create Visible's purple worm poison.
Alright, hell yeah.
You set your eye. The poison described within requires
Just gonna take that. Dagger root.
Trap. Let us try not to trip headlong through it, yes?
Alright, Assyrian, your time to shine, buddy.
Careful, I bite.
Careful, I bite. Shut the fuck up. Right, disarm.
Should be easy.
Perfect. Alright, switch to Brona.
Not as bad as it could have. Wish I had a bag of holding.
Alright, Assyrian, time for you to unlock this glaive too. Glaive. This chest too.
With pleasure.
There we go.
Wretched thing. Pull yourself together. Anything of use?
Huh. A brewery. Why does Wreathwind Ale ring a bell?
Punch drunk bastard.
It was known to be quite the tipple. A cask or two still.
Serpent fake dog said, let's go.
Can't afford it.
Oh, a common misconception. Even the simplest of flavors are elevated by the choice to appreciate them. Don't deny yourself such pleasures.
Light on my feet.
Assyrian.
Don't touch me. Easy.
Never a dull moment. No traps, please. Another step forward.
Beer. Not really my drink, you know.
I know, Astarian. You prefer blood.
Accept my please.
It was a joke.
I know that too. It just wasn't funny.
I know that too. It just wasn't funny. Shadowheart competing with Minthara is the funniest person I know. I know I could get another Shadowroot sack. I don't feel like it though. Okay, just gonna go back to Moonrise Towers. Travel straight north. Alright.
Here we go.
All right.
Baldur's Gate lies ahead. A one-way journey for now. Better tie up our loose ends before we depart.
Girl, you say it as if we haven't been delving deep into every single possible loose end.
The psionic detector is sounding. Blacket's warriors are upon us.
Attention!
La la la.
Blacket's will be done. Onward.
Sharp as ever.
Now, what am I meant to click on? Oh, hey, buddy, do you want out? Sure. Hang on. All right.
Best foot forward.
There is work to do.
Is that blood? No, never mind.
My faith will guide me. I must keep going.
Well, hello. Over there.
What comes next?
Oh, that's not what I meant to do, but alright.
This ought to be good. No rest, be you wicked or wise.
Do we have a target? Agreed.
Don't look at me. May it please, Mistress.
There they were. I was wondering when they would trigger.
Time to strike.
Going into hiding.
Nope, that's not what I meant to do.
Pave my path with corpses.
The psionic detector is sounding. Blacket's warriors are upon us.
There we go.
Failed to kill you. I won't make the same mistake.
Cry about it.
I won't give in. Cutting to the chase.
Let's have some courage.
Yeah. Her. You know what? Fuck it.
Oh, Father, shield your servant.
Oh, there we go. Let's fucking go.
Focus straight through.
On the double.
I will take the artifact for my queen.
They're dying for me. All of them.
The dance macabre. This way.
There we fucking go.
On the victor's path.
do you mean path is interrupted?
Let our enemies' corpses nourish the ground. Oak Father, guide me.
My faith will protect me.
I speak, they burn.
Ooh, get counterspelled.
One alerted us to the hunters.
Hey, Luzal, what's up?
It is as we knew. My people have turned their blades against us. They will emerge from the shadows and descend from the skies, and we will grant them their only just fate. Death.
All right, hot damn.
There is
All right,
much to
Housen,
do.
Everything is clear.
get rid of this form. All right.
What's hiding here? Never wanted the easy path.
Oh.
Bet that will fit in my pack.
Oh, special
Set your
cutscene
eyes
for the
on
research
various
notes.
Formulas and copious notes. The poison described within requires corpse rose petals. The distiller ordered a packet of them, but a dark purple stain makes the delivery destination hard to make out.
All right, wow. Oh, geez. Did not expect this. Genuinely.
Yes, here.
Indomitable. Yeah. 1 damage and saved against the strength drain. Let's go, baby. Alright.
Unleash me!
Oh.
Watch this.
Good idea, I think.
Sylvanas, guide my blows.
Let's make this quick.
Let's fucking go. All right.
These boots have seen everything.
Okay, so not leading into anything particularly now.
Something over there.
Ooh, hee hee. Woohoo. Beautifully done.
That might be worth a look.
It looks like a horde stomped past here.
All right. Alright, let's just go back to the road to Baldur's Gate.
We can at least be proud that the shadow curse is no more.
Alright. Yep. Time to move on.
The curse has been lifted. The land's cleansed of the shadows. Kethric's reign of living death is over. The curse has been lifted. The land's cleansed of the shadows. Kethric's reign of living death is over. Your courage has been tested, and in this at least, you have triumphed.
We love to see it. Perfect wrap up for the stream for the night. Because I realized I didn't do as much initial Act 3 shenanigans that I wanted to get into. But also we did a lot because I did not realize there was that much dialogue in between Old Save and now. It was important. Everybody needed to be able to speak their piece. Ooh. Such a good cutscene, though.
Sergeant, if you are here, I presume Wern's Rock is secure, and preparations for my inauguration are complete.
No, Lord Gortash. We were interrupted. Another quake in the lower city. More severe this time.
So you came cowering to my chambers? I'm flattered, Sergeant. But even I cannot command natural phenomena to cease.
Forgive me, my lord, but there is panic in the streets. The people are afraid.
Perhaps the people would be calm if you kept your nerve. I expect better from the flaming fist than to run scared from a slight tremor in the earth. Get back to your duties.
Duties, duties, duties. Patrolling and saluting and following and bowing and scraping. Yes, sir. No, sir. Rip and cut your throat, sir. Your plan is falling apart, lordling. Give me a reason not to cut you to ribbons.
Control yourself, Orin. We need to focus on reuniting the stones or the brain will break free. These quakes are just the start. Neither of us expected the prison bearers to kill Ketherick. They'll be traveling to the city. Let's make sure we give them a Baldurian welcome.
My prodigal bloodkin is among them.
They live.
Barely. I made mince of their ugly mind matter. And if they dare return, I will strip out their offal.
Broda's just like, I happen to find my scrambled brain matter awful nice. I don't know. Some come back like that. Oh, hey, girlies. Shadowheart, agonizing whether she should dye her hair or not. So real.
Beyond the campsite, the city waits in uneasy silence, one sleep away.
Girly squad! Oh no. I was gonna get a screenshot of that, but disappeared before I could. Oh, we'd love to see it, bestie. What a great way to cap off the stream. Alright. And a new save file instated. I do believe I am going to go ahead and end stream for the night. But this has been a lot of fun. And I went for a considerable bit longer than I thought I would. And honestly, even though we'd rehashed a bunch of stuff in the short stream that I had like a week ago, we fleshed it out a lot more thoroughly instead of just kind of skipping through everything. There was a couple of accidental skips for that. I apologize, but yeah. I am going to go ahead and end stream here. But I really appreciate you guys hanging out. And I should hopefully be back around again tomorrow night. And fingers crossed, before the stream itself, I should be in VC. But we'll see. Went for a good 3 hours. Yeah, I was hoping for at least 2. So I exceeded my expectations. But hell yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging out. Hopefully I will see you next time. And even if I don't, I hope you have a great start of your week.